Hello, hello. It is such a beautiful evening. I am on my daily walk. It's been like a cloudy day today. It's very windy. It's not too windy right now. It was very windy and pretty cool out. So we are in the cool days in Ocala. Some people love it. I mean, I don't know how I feel about it because I'm a heat kind of girl. When it's 100 degrees out, that's when I'm happy. But this is nice too, as long as it doesn't last. um, anyway, on my walk, I wanted to talk about something that I get questions a lot about. Very often people ask, how do realtors come up with the prices for the homes? How do you know what to price a home at? So, what do we do? So, let's say you want to sell your home, and let me stop a little bit. Let's say you want to sell your home, and you call me and say, hey, I want to sell my home. I want you to meet with me and like give me an idea. So, what I'll do, I'll run a report that is called a CMA, which is really a comparative market analysis. And I will look at all the homes that were sold around your home, preferably about 2 miles within like 2 miles distance of your home, and homes that are similar to yours. And if they are not similar, meaning let's say one of the homes that I compare yours to has a pool, yours doesn't have a pool, then I would adjust accordingly. And then that's how we would come up with the price. Let me get into details a little bit. Let's say in that meeting, I go over and I told you, hey, I think your home is where should be posted around 250, right? And you say, oh no, I was thinking more like 350. And I tell you, well, I think that's overpriced, etc., etc. But you insist. So some agents would just walk away. And don't take the listing, but really and truly most of us would list it at the price that you say, and then it's going to just sit on the market because it's too high. When you list a home at a price that is too high, is two things can happen. You are going to either go expired because no one is interested in a home that is overpriced, or you are going to get offers. They're gonna be within the price range for your neighborhood because their agent is also doing their homework and know how much homes in the area should be sold for, or they are going to give you like a really high offer. But here is the issue that you are going to have. You're going to get into the appraisal table, and the appraiser will use just about the same thing that I used, the homes that were sold in your neighborhood, and then come up with a price. And chances are he may come up around the same price that I told you originally, because they use the same method, except the appraiser is an appraiser, he's licensed to do so, and I am just an agent, I'm not an appraiser. So that is the only difference, but chances are they are going to come up with the same price. When that happens, here is the issue. When that happens, you either are going to have to accept the lower price that the home was appraised at, which is the original price that I told you in my presentation, or there is negotiations. We can negotiate and ask the buyer, can you come up a little bit with some money? Do you want to pay the difference? Most buyers don't have that kind of cash just sitting around to pay a huge difference. Now, I recently had a closing on a home. I was the buyer's agent, and the buyer had that kind of cash. They didn't care. They wanted the house. The house didn't appraise. They came up with like a load of cash. They just paid the difference. Listen, this is very rare. Most people do not have that kind of cash just sitting around to do that. This was like an exception. I'm glad he was my buyer. He didn't even want me to negotiate or anything. He's like, no, that's fine. I'll take it. Say okay. So that was his choice. But in most situations, there will be negotiations. The buyer will either come up with some kind of money, cash, and the seller probably will have to come down in price a little bit, and then they meet in the middle. And sometimes if they cannot agree, they can just walk away. They can just walk away, and then now it's you can start all over again, which to me doesn't make sense. Because you're probably going to get the same thing, because that's what the home was appraised at. That is the true value of the home. Anyway, that's something else. But yeah, that's how we price the homes. And the thing is, I love numbers. My background is in accounting first, and I love how numbers, they don't lie, data don't lie. Once you get the data, you get the numbers, they are going to tell you exactly what you need to know. Numbers never lie unless you make them lie, because you can do that. Not that I ever done that before, but you can make them lie, but they don't lie typically. So yeah, that's how we price the home, and that's how we do. Anyway, thank you for watching with me.